This presentation is brought to you by an independent ASEA associate and not ASEA the company. ASEA is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or medical condition. The Huffington Post in December of 2017 came out with this article, "The 5 Emerging Technologies in Science That Will Shape Our Lives in the Coming Years." As you'll read through this, organic electronics, nutrigenomics, synthetic biology, redox signaling, and neurophoric engineering. So I didn't know what the 4 were, but I did understand what this redox signaling was. And that's what I'm going to get into in this brief presentation. The article states, redox signaling molecules have been around for eons, but it isn't until recently that we've learned about their central importance in our health on a cellular level. New technology is emerging that insert healthy redox signaling molecules into your body, helping to repair and replenish your aging cells. Since we are made up entirely of cells, every organ in the body can potentially benefit from this new technology. The redox technology platform in science is so important that James E. Watson, who was instrumental in discovering the double helix DNA, has turned all of his efforts toward researching this redox science. You may be asking why or what makes ASEA's redox signaling molecule supplements special. Well, it's because these redox signaling molecules support healthy cell activity, which allows your body to become well. The science of redox signaling supplementation goes beyond what 20th century science allowed us to understand about the human anatomy and how it works to self-sustain and regulate its own wellness. Simply by giving the body what it naturally produces to keep itself operating at optimal healthy levels, which starts in our cells. It is my pleasure to reveal to you how these molecules work in your body to keep you well. To begin understanding what ASEA is, we must first look at what role reductant and oxidant molecules play in the human anatomy. In the next 20 minutes or so, you're going to learn the best kept secret in human wellness, known as redox signaling molecule. Redox signaling is a fundamental process inside every cell of our body that reduces and oxidizes the salt water and biomolecules inside us and play a fundamental role in cellular communication, helping the cells to optimally do what they are programmed to do. These amazing molecules help in locating damaged cells, killing or replacing them, and to better regenerate healthy tissue. Balanced compositions of reactive oxygen species, ROS, have shown no negative side effects after 20 years of studies and can actually enhance the ability of the body's antioxidants to protect healthy normal cells from damage and accelerate normal cellular regeneration. Dr. Gary Samuelson, PhD, atomic medical physicist, first to stabilize redox signaling molecules outside living cells, something that science had declared to be impossible. The science of ASEA's redox signaling molecule supplement is better understood when you become familiar with the process of how redox signaling molecules are created and how they work in the human anatomy at the cellular level to sustain a healthy living organism your body represents. What is ASEA and how does it work in the body? There are 4 areas you need to be aware of to begin understanding these amazing molecules and how they work. The first being our cells. The second is to understand what happens when cells are damaged. Then thirdly, what's been available until now to combat feeling bad, which are plant-based antioxidants. And finally, what's available today since the development of a perfectly balanced bioactive redox signaling supplement that literally turns on your body's ability to heal itself, which is a more effective way to access the power of antioxidants by giving our cells supplementation, allowing our cells to do what they naturally do to produce healthy interaction at the cellular level. So let's look at the cell. There are about 75 trillion cells in our body, and all of them have nucleus, multiple mitochondria, and they have a cell wall that doesn't allow some things to interact with what's going on inside the cell wall.
but also at the same time allows some things to move through that cell wall. The main focus is the mitochondria though, which is the manufacturing source of about 98% of our energy. So your energy level is directly correlated to this energy source, which is ATP, manufactured by your mitochondria inside every cell of your body. The nucleus contains the DNA of the cell, which contains the blueprint of what that particular cell function is. It is my understanding that the DNA signals every part of the cell to keep the cell working properly. Focus on the mitochondria though, to see what the function of the mitochondria actually is. There's a process that allows us to take the food that we eat in the form of proteins and carbs and turn them into energy. Those things are oftentimes broken down into simple sugars. This one's shown as glucose. They will pass through the cell wall as nutrition available to be utilized by the mitochondria, which begins the process called the Krebs cycle intermediate, which is one name for this process. It's also referred to as an electron transfer chain, and it produces little tiny molecules in perfect balance, meaning they have an equal number of positive and negative charged molecules called REDOX signaling molecules. In every bottle of ASEA are the exact replicated beneficial bioactive redox signaling molecules produced by all organic living cells on the planet, meaning the redox signaling molecules in your body are the same exact molecule provided in every bottle of ASEA. Allow me to go a little further though. At the end of the cycle, you see this process produces ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy that our cells produce and use every moment of every day. It's the fuel that fuels every movement of our body, whether conscious or unconscious. Your breathing, your heartbeat, your blood flow, everything having to do with your body is fueled by the ATP produced by the mitochondria. As you're watching this video, your body is busy producing ATP and using it for every thought you think and every movement you make, and is a never-ending process. This process is foundational to life itself. So the Krebs cycle is very, very important. But it wasn't until 1998 when 3 scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize for identifying nitric oxide as a redox molecule, recognizing the importance of these tiny little molecules. There are 2 sets of molecules. One represent the army, or the weapon of choice of our immune system. These target external threats, bacteria, viruses, pathogens, etc. The second set represents the shield. These target internal threats of the cell, providing balance. It was then realized that once cells were balanced, they attained what we have called homeostasis, and is where the cell began operating and working properly. The cell can then eliminate things that shouldn't be in there, while the shield creates protective enzymes and coats organelles and cell walls and everything that's good in the body, so the army doesn't destroy the good things the body needs to function properly. Therefore, it stands to reason, as groups of cells forming tissue in the human anatomy reach this homeostasis condition, it allows the body to become healthier. Now for the second point, what happens when these cells get damaged? A damaged cell will show an increase or overproduction of ROS. And remember, ROS is the army. So now the army is running rampant, and there's not enough of the shield to protect the organelles within that cell. And then what you see is damage being done on the mitochondria and on the DNA. Focus on this yellow box for a moment. This is a very important statement. All health problems can be linked to damaged cells. So if we can clean up the cells and help them work at their best, eliminating and minimizing damage, then we can pretty much overcome whatever health issue we may experience. Now, oxidative stress is known to be a primary, if not the leading, contributor to over 200 wellness challenges. This is amazingly important. How do you get oxidative stress? In other words, what happened or what caused these cells to be damaged in the first place? You can see the list here. Anxiety, prescription drugs, excessive or no exercise, negative mental attitude, electromagnetic radiation, ultraviolet radiation exposure, food additives and preservatives, lack of nutrition in fruits and vegetables, environmental pollution. They say there have been 80,000 toxic chemicals that have been dumped on society over the last 100 years. No wonder we're having issues with our health at every level, and why there has been an increase of wellness problems, along with the increased cost of maintaining maintaining a healthy life and lifestyle. We're exposed to more pollutants in 15 minutes than our grandparents were in their entire lifetime. In 15 minutes, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we consume are just a few sources of these pollutants. When you look at the present condition of human wellness, you might find out how many free radicals we have in our body and if they can be controlled or eliminated with plant-based antioxidants. The answer is a resounding no. There are 100 sextillion bad guys or free radicals created in our bodies every day. That's a 1 with 23 zeros behind it. We would have to literally eat a truckload of plant-based antioxidants a day to keep up with the free radical damage. Isn't that crazy? So let's look at how free radical activity has been addressed over the last 40 years and why some of the most destructive health issues have been increasing year after year with very little relief or hope in sight. For the last 40 years, all that's been available have been plant-based antioxidants. There are about 7,000 of them. All but a very few are too large to pass through the walls of our cells. Remember the yellow box I showed you earlier? Every single health problem is linked to damaged cells. If we don't have access to something to get inside the cells to clean them up, no wonder we're not doing much of anything to make or help our bodies become healthier. The next point is that these plant antioxidants are not messaging molecules. It would be like picking up a rock and calling the fire department when our house is on fire. No one is going to come help you to put out the fire. In our cells, that means there is not the proper bioactivity available to bring balance and clean up the damage caused by the free radical presence. In a sense, they are in the wrong neighborhood. That brings us to the last point of plant-based antioxidants. Their effectiveness is a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning for every free radical, you need one plant-based antioxidant. Remember, the number of free radicals we create in our body every single day is 100 sextillion. So you simply can't eat enough plant-based antioxidants to keep up with your body's demand. Now, let's look at what ASEA's redox signaling molecule supplement gives us the ability to do. In every bottle of ASEA, there are bioactive redox signaling molecules, but they are not antioxidants. But they are signaling molecules that can penetrate the cell wall, penetrate the blood-brain barrier, into the mitochondria, and even into the nucleus and trigger the production of natural antioxidants. The ASEA molecules are 3 to 4 atoms in size, so they are very, very small, and they absorb very readily in our mouth, in our throat, in our stomach, into our intestines, going to work immediately. It is suggested to switch it around in your mouth a little bit when drinking ASEA. They are messaging molecules, so they know where to go and what to do in the human anatomy, targeting areas of highest concern first. Like they always go to the right neighborhood to bring balance and health. So if there's a problem in my ear, my lung, my knee, that is the area of concern redox signaling molecules will pay attention to first. Some folks don't experience an immediate noticeable result. Like myself, there may be some things going on inside that have yet to be identified and found out to be an issue. It boils down to this: if your cells are healthy, you are healthy. And if they're not, it doesn't mean you actually know they're not healthy until you consciously notice a problem. This last point blew me away. The effectiveness of a natural antioxidant is 70 million free radicals to every natural antioxidant per second. That's per second. They continue to clean up second after second after second, and they wipe out 70 million free radicals every second. So finally, with ASEA's redox signaling molecule supplement, we have something that can get inside the cell and go to the right cells that are actually damaged and are able to clean them up in no time, helping our body to become well. Because of these natural antioxidants, one being glutathione, they clean up cells very, very quickly. Homeostasis is the state of steady internal physical and chemical balance of conditions maintained by organic living systems. This is the condition of optimal functioning for the organism, which includes many variables such as body temperature and fluid balance being kept within certain preset limits, communication between cells, along with many other factors that contribute to our body's ability to continue in a balanced condition. This is what the cell should look like once it has a balanced set of positive and negative electrons within, along with 3 glutathione natural antioxidants, and is now in a state of homeostasis with a balanced set of RS and ROS, the shield and the army, and the cell is now healthy. What that means is if your cells are healthy, your tissue is healthy, and your organs made from the tissue is healthy, and you are healthy, no matter whether the tissue makes up your liver, your heart, your brain, or any other tissue, and is when the body functions properly. This is what we want to see happen. This is why ASEA's REDOX Signaling Molecule Supplement is such an exciting and important discovery for mankind, and why this discovery is said to be the greatest health science, athletic performance, anti-aging breakthrough of our lifetime. ASEA has third-party clinical double-blind placebo studies which have proven that ASEA turns the production of glutathione up by 500 to 800%. Now let's take a look at glutathione, one of the 3 natural antioxidants produced in every living cell. It is said to be the most important molecule to stay healthy. It's also referred to as the master antioxidant or mother of all antioxidants, and we lose production of them at a rate of about 15% every decade, starting at the age of 20. So by the time you are 40, 50, 60, 70, you generally have a very low level, helping your body to stay well. Studies have been done on people in the hospital. These studies have found by drawing glutathione levels in the T-bars test, they've learned that 8 out of 10 people hospitalized with chronic illness have been hospitalized because they have low levels of glutathione. Now imagine how much could be saved on healthcare costs simply by increasing your glutathione level in your blood and your cell tissue. By increasing glutathione levels in the folks who are hospitalized, now simply by the numbers, we could have 8 to 10 people going home and at the same time save 8 out of 10 of our healthcare dollars. With the discovery of redox signaling science, doing things like raising glutathione levels in our bodies will become as common as satisfying our hunger by simply eating something. The question always comes up, why haven't I heard of these tremendous benefits of glutathione before? Because most medical professionals don't know how to get this master antioxidant into the cell. But that is all changing with more and more health providers being introduced to redox signaling technology through people like you and me who have heard what a difference these molecules can make in our overall wellness. 80% of glutathione is prescribed orally, even though it is proven to die in the digestive tract because it simply can't absorb into the body because the molecules are too large for that to happen. The remaining 20% is administered by injection into the circulatory system through the blood. But again, because those molecules are so large, they can't penetrate the cell wall. Doctors have been struggling because they know glutathione is important in maintaining health, but haven't yet discovered a way to get it through the cell walls, which is where homeostasis of the individual cell happens. Until now with ASEA. So how important is glutathione? Gene Carper is a New York Times best-selling author, an American medical journalist, contributing editor to USA Weekend, and author of 24 books. As she stated, you must get your levels of glutathione up if you want to keep your youth and live longer. High levels of glutathione predict good health as you age and provide longer life. Low levels predict early disease and death. And then there's Anne Louise Gittleman, also known as the First Lady of Nutrition. This is what she said. Redox signaling technology is not just revolutionary, but represents one of the most urgently needed molecular medicine solutions of our time. Redox signaling technology is your DNA whisperer. It uncovers the secrets of cellular health. Dr. Gary Samuelson, who actually formulated the ASEA Redox Signaling Molecule Supplement, he states, "This technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen." Imagine what would happen if your body suddenly lost its ability to heal itself. Within hours, our body would age several years, tissues would degrade, infections would take hold, and our body would quickly wither and die. Now you have your answer to what ASEA is. It's trillions of stable, perfectly balanced, cell-communicating molecules suspended in a pristine saline solution. ASEA's Redox supplement is the first and only cell signaling supplement on the planet.
to offer simple, effective cell communication in the human anatomy. And on the back of every bottle of ASEA, you'll find this statement. ASEA REDOX Cell Signaling Supplement contains active redox molecules, cellular messengers that affect genetic expression in a positive way, helping to protect, rejuvenate, and keep cells functioning at optimal levels. ASEA REDOX users enjoy cell signaling benefits which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA REDOX has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways or affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health, and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. In viewing this presentation, it is my hope that you have a greater understanding of why ASEA and redox technology specifically is important to your body's health, showing you how you may be able to navigate many of the health challenges we all face in today's environment. What's important is that now you know about this technology and you can pass it along to your friends and family while making a real tangible difference in how people you love and care about live better, healthier, longer lives, simply by giving their body what it needs to work at its very best.